All right. See, Dion's here already. We're about to get started soon. See, Dion ain't trying to hit no games. It's like, nah, you ain't gonna be in there talking without me.
What happened? Hello?
I'm jumping in right away. I see you, Dion. That's how we doing it today.
No, I'm okay. What's going on?
Oh, great, my promotion team. See, I got one guy running this shit.
You okay,
Excuse
Leo?
my language. Um,
You good, brother?
always.
Okay.
I look tired again.
Yeah, man. You look. I'll take a
And I
screenshot for you.
slept last night too.
Okay, let's see.
I ain't gonna say I'm not tired. I am. But
All right, boom. I took a little screenshot and I'll send you the text so you could take a look in the
look
mirror.
that bad?
Up to you, man. You the producer, man. You okay yourself, you know? You're your own
Always.
boss, your own employee, you
The
know?
fact that I'm looking that tired after getting 2 days of sleep isn't good.
There you go. Check your phone when you can.
And I don't drink, I don't smoke. Eyes looking a little bit red, huh?
Compared to my baby blues, yes.
And I don't drink, smoke, or nothing. I'm the cleanest man you can run into. But I am tired. Single parenthood and 3 jobs isn't easy.
That's why we need you, the viewer, to blow us up to make these millions sooner than later.
Well, this is one of the jobs.
Oh, okay.
I am tired.
Yeah, let me push this out.
All right.
Yeah, and I got heat back in my house, so if you live in an apartment, you too can hear the heat in the backdrop.
As you know, we don't really hear it.
Okay. Just in case. Let me get some water.
I'm gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna get going.
You're going to have to pin us, I think.
We're already pinned. The fact that you're not seeing this pinned is, where is it? Not good. Oh, there's the link. All right. We'll get started in a moment. Quite a bit to go over as always.
Okay, now that I'm back here, let's see if it's pinned on the live.
It does not appear to be.
Hello. Sync.
Hmm.
Did you vote, Leo?
Hold
Voted.
on. Hello? Yeah. I've been trying to hit you. We live. All right. Sorry, all right, let me see. Yeah, I'm not seeing this pinned. Okay, hold up. It's the view I'm doing. It's got to be the view. Let me try this.
Gallery.
I was in gallery.
I don't know.
I know, because I could tell that by the fact you just told me to do something that I was already doing that wasn't working. Normally, the one I go to for this stuff, you're supposed to be the good smart guy here. Why the smartest guy in the room can't help me? I'm in trouble.
Let's see what happens.
I'm trying to wait till we got to. Well, we can't afford to wait. We're gonna have to get ready to go.
Yes, we have 19,000 viewers thus far. Thank you, guys.
No, I think that's the subscribers.
Wait a minute. I look at the wrong thing? All right, two watching. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. That's all right. We'll get people in, I'm sure, because we're talking about some very exciting topics. I've been getting a lot of comments in some of the views we're doing. So for those of you who don't know, hello, welcome to the think tank. We use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, and a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased and logical conclusions. Today we're here to talk about, as we always do, what is going on in the federal government this week. There's a lot to discuss. First, I'm gonna let my co-host introduce himself, and then we'll dig right in. Dion, it's on you.
Welcome to the think tank. I'm the Honorable District Leader Dion Powell of the 78th Assembly District here in the Bronx Conservative Party. Hopefully, if you're in New York or New Jersey and beyond, if early voting has started today or Saturday for you, get out and vote. So I voted today, Leo. I'm a community leader. I got a new contract last minute to hopefully save the only Republican city council person in the Bronx. So consultant community leader and organizer.
I want to. I got it to work finally.
Yeah, there it is.
I want to apologize about the view. Zoom updated again, and I found out about 15 minutes ago, and I've been trying to get it to work, and I finally got it. Every time it updates, it gives me problems, but it gets us to you, the viewers. So I'm not complaining. I'm grateful to have Zoom, but the upgrades always cause me a little bit of a catch up. So we're going to get started. We have quite a bit to cover. What are we going to start with? Let's talk about the fact that we are still in a government shutdown. And so that people don't forget, the shutdown by the Republicans are saying is forced by the Democrats because somebody doesn't want to lose their job. So everybody in the Democrats is going with the shutdown to protect Chuck Schumer. That's what the Republicans are saying. That's one of the things the Republicans are saying. What the Democrats appear to be saying is it's about the fact that the healthcare credits are about to expire, which the Republicans admit is happening. But the Republicans are saying, oh, those tax credits were never meant to be forever. Kind of like the tax breaks they gave the wealthy that they extended to forever. And the Republicans are saying we should let them expire. The Democrats are saying, but tens of millions of people will lose their health care, including many in MAGA states, such as Texas, and, where the biggest Affordable Care Act people have shown up in the last few years. So as this appears to be extending, the shutdown appears to be extending. Just a reminder, that's what they're arguing. Shutdowns affecting national parks, air traffic controllers, TSA agents, WIC, SNAP, 150,000 law enforcement agents are losing their jobs. Federal people are showing up on food lines because they're not getting paid. Flood insurance is gone. Regulatory departments are furloughed. And the House won't bring the Speaker of the House, moron Mike Johnson, can't figure out how to ignore Trump and bring the House representatives to the floor to talk, even though they're not even the ones holding it up anymore. So why is he not doing it? Oh, right, aggravated O'Hara. They don't want to swear in somebody who's going to do the Epstein file. So only all that to recap, just so that we can get to what's going on now. What's going now is Trump is saying he wants to end it with a filibuster. He's Bolshevik. He's not really going to really do that, I believe. Now that I've brought everybody up to speed, Dion, what is your take on this filibuster situation?
Well, I believe both sides argue for and against the existence of this tool to get people to compromise. I'm still looking for the articles where there were two senators, Democrat, that actually voted in favor of opening up. I think it was the black senator from Georgia, Walmart, but this compromised internet is not letting me find the files. I mean the articles on that one. The next thing I want to say is that there have been some philanthropic contributions and donations to pay military personnel and other governmental agencies. That's something else that the mainstream media is not putting your face on loop that I want to put out there. So those are the two things. Now, according to the latest article, SNAP benefits are to stop on November 1st, which is Saturday. So we'll see what happens then if we can get a compromise this week, because that's the big one. The United States Department of Agriculture saying SNAP will be paused coming November 1st. So think about that.
Uh, where to begin with that? Let's start at the top because I'm so excited for you to bring up the military thing. So
Okay, go ahead.
it was inevitable for Trump to want to do what he could to pay the military. And there's obviously some things that you've missed, and I'll bring you up to speed on that as well. The first reason is because the Democrats put a bill on the floor or did a request to do a bill to temporarily pay the military. This was 2 weeks ago because the thing's been going on for a month now, or just about going into this week a month. 2 weeks ago, Democrats asked, can they do something to extend the military pay? The Republicans said no. However, Trump is now invading a country. He still has military in the country, going from state to state, grabbing up people because of how they look, as well as other reasons. He's using his paramilitary force within the country to intimidate people. He's hiring at a steady rate. He's threatening to attack Gaza. With all of this, he needs his military. So, along with the fact that the Democrats said that they was trying to get the military paid and he was looking terrible because he was blocking it, he needs to get the military paid because he needs them in order to be able to continue to enforce his police state and invasion in other countries. His latest thing is that some mystery unknown donor has now offered up in the hundreds of millions of dollars to pay the military. So magically, some mystery person is falling out of the sky offering the money to pay the military. What do
Isn't
you think
that
the reason?
patriotic? That's very patriotic of that person's pocketbook, wouldn't you agree? So yeah, man, it's getting bad. And so far, I'm still trying to find articles. I believe I saw something. Normally I have to go to X, formerly known as Twitter, to find information that at least giving some kind of information that you can't just Google or search on your instant to find. But I believe that Senator Walnut agreed to open it up. And there's like another senator that's breaking ranks. So you gotta give me some time to find that one.
Senator breaking ranks to open up the government.
Yes.
So now you need four more.
Okay, here
So
we go.
that you need four more Democrats to sign on to taking away our health care. Are
We're not
you
taking away
happy?
your
We're
health
almost there.
care. No, 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 Leo. Nice try. We're not taking away any health care. We're just
Okay,
trying to
just
end this
mine. I'm the
country.
only one in the country that's got the letter, I suppose.
Well, next time share the screen.
Yes, I'm gonna share the letter with my personal information on it. Right. I guess I could scratch it out. No, there's enough people out there that are going through what I'm going through. I don't have to do that. People know what's happening. You'll find out. No, you won't find out because you probably won't find out till they go after the Medicaid, right? You're not ACA. That's what you said. You're Medicaid. So you're not going to find out right now. You're going to find out. Oh, well, you're about to find out too, because the one big bad bill that you love so much is about to take away your health insurance.
I didn't say that, but okay. Well, I'm just
Well, I'm sure someone you know is about to get their benefits taken away. And I would
actually,
love to be the fly in the wall in the room when you tell them the bullshit you're going to tell them.
listen, the big beautiful bill has passed already. This is just all political posturing, and let's see you get through this week right now. But anyway, the one thing that's going to hurt everybody across the board, mostly white people, Leo, is when the food stamps get cut off November 1st. So we'll see. That's when everybody will feel a pinch. So this is a nail biter. Who will
It's
cave?
not a nail biter. This is exactly what Trump wanted.
Is it?
Mr. Vout, he of Project 2025 fame, who was the person who put together Project 2025, wanted a government shutdown. This was part of the plan. This was part of the plan all along. Now, why would they want a government shutdown knowing that 36% of the food stamp recipients are white people, while only 26 are black and 16 are Hispanic? Well, those are some wild numbers for me to claim. Let me prove that.
Yes, prove that to us.
I did a video on it earlier, so I shouldn't have a hard time pulling it up. I did a whole video on it. Food stamp recipients by, what is it, race? There we go.
Why is that important? Because we got to keep this race bait keep going for the
Oh no,
future.
no, no! That has nothing. Race bait has nothing to do with it. Listen, actually, what I just said should have been exactly the opposite. Black people are not the most affected. This should be your point. You should be jumping up and down and hollering. See, it's not black people. Isn't that your thing?
No, no, it's
Yeah,
not.
it has always been your thing.
I let you bring up the race first, or maybe I'll stick to
You
the
actually
opinion.
said it already. You actually were the first to say it. You said it.
Uh,
You said it. You said white people, blah 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 blah. You said it, not me. But I digress. I will confirm what you said. And the racial breakdown of SNAP food stamp recipients shows that white individuals make up the largest share at approximately 37%, according to Google AI, followed by African Americans about 26%, and Hispanics about 16%, and Asians about 4%, and Native Americans about 1%. So the reason I knew the numbers off like the back of my hand is because I just did a video on this where I explained this. So it is absolutely not true that the largest recipients are black. It is actually whites by over 10%.
okay.
So then what I did the video about, or one of the videos about, is the question. I would love to hear your answer to this, Dion. Why would Trump want a shutdown? Why would the Republicans want to shut down? Hell, I'll go a step further. Why would the Democrats want to shut down? That the people that are going to be hurt the most are actually white people.
Well, to answer your question, number one, they don't want the shutdown.
Well, what
The
about Project
majority,
2025?
hold it. The majority on paper right now to keep it open with this continuing resolution are Republicans. The majority of people that are voting no for this continuing resolution are Democrats. So on paper, the facts remain that the Democrats want this to shut down. That's the fact.
So then, if the Republicans want it open, why don't they extend the medical benefits that will save millions and millions
That
and
scare
millions of
tactic is not working, my friend.
later? I'm not
They
giving a scare.
don't
You're
want to
cutting me off and not letting me
compromise.
ask the question. You don't even want me to ask the question because you don't want the truth to be said. So go ahead.
They don't want this COVID era extension of the Affordable Care, Obamacare, because they don't want it to go to the illegal aliens that receive the benefits through different sanctuary state and city law policies. Understand?
Oh, now we're trying to sound intelligent. It's a good attempt,
That's
but
it.
every single time we do this, I bring back to the point they do not receive the benefits. They cannot receive Affordable Care Act. And then hold up, wait. I'm gonna say your argument, and then I'm gonna prove it wrong afterwards. I know what your argument's gonna be. No. Wait. I'm gonna say your argument, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. No, they get subsidized back and get paid back from the Affordable Care Act because one sanctuary states give immigrants treatment, then they go and get the money back from the Affordable Care Act. Isn't that what you say?
Reimbursements, for example, if an illegal alien has a baby in this country, that automatically makes it an American citizen. Those doctors and ER have to get paid somehow, and this is how
Wait
it.
a minute, hold on. Oh, so you're just against the Constitution. Got it.
I
Now it's
didn't say any
about
of
people
this.
that now it's about the
I didn't say any of
Constitution.
that.
You did. You just said if an illegal alien has a baby here, the baby's because that's what the Constitution said. So you seem to have a problem with what the Constitution says. Because that's what you just said. What you just said was against the Constitution. So your
What?
problems with the Constitution. Not with the Affordable Care Act, but with the Constitution.
Okay. Well, let's say for the past 4 years, when people bum rushed our southern border and came to this country, all the Medicaid benefits they receive anytime something happens. There's plenty of Medicaid programs that give access to these things through sanctuary cities, states, and law policies. Because in New York, for example, the statute, I believe it is, or language, legalese, says that one cannot be discriminated based upon immigration status, access to health insurance. And those are legalese loopholes these sanctuary city and states use. So that way, people who do not have a social security number get access to Medicaid. Make sense? That good old Civil Rights Act. Boy, those black people were
Let
smart to
me
let
ask you a
everybody
question.
get
How
access.
does the Affordable Care? I don't think you even know because I don't think you've ever purchased ACA. So let me ask you a question to clarify this. How do you think the ACA works? You have no idea. No. Go ahead.
No, yeah, educate me. I need to be educated, Leo. Educate me.
You have to purchase a medical plan. In order to be able to purchase a medical plan, you have to be a citizen. Or if you're an immigrant, it depends on what your immigration status is. You cannot, first of all, it's not free. Medicaid and Medicare free. The Affordable Care Act is something you purchase, it's something you buy.
Mhm.
What the tax credits do is make it cheaper to buy it, but it's not free. It is not something that's given away. So when you're telling me that they're trying to save our tax dollars, the Affordable Care Act is not a giveaway. It's not free. It's not Medicaid. You have to buy a plan.
Okay, so then the counter to that would be when you're over there trying to shock and awe and say, well, millions are going to die, that's not true. Isn't
Well,
that a
the
little
counter to
hyperbolic?
that, the counter to that would be if the premiums skyrocket and people can't afford them now, then back to A, they have to let the insurance go if they have to choose between the sky high grocery bills and medical insurance, which, thanks to our president and tariffs, we are now dealing with.
Well, we all know that the narrative, as they say, the media is spinning to make the Democrats look good and Chuck Schumer is not working. Let's just get these last few 5, 6 to 7 votes we need from the Democrats. Over COVID. Oh,
All right,
excuse me.
well,
Because once
as
November
you lie
1st
to the
happens,
people, as you lie to the people, as you MAGA people lie, I would like to bring out health coverage for immigrants. Undocumented immigrants can't get marketplace, someplace you buy health coverage. They can apply for coverage on behalf of documented individuals. So, two things: you have to buy it, and you have to be documented. So, your excuse for them holding the government down using immigrants has been torn asunder. It's been shredded. It's been ripped apart. It's BS. It's a BS excuse. It's not true.
well, again, the scary tactic you got to use now is November 1st. If this is not settled by November 1st, food stamps are cut off.
And who benefits if food stamps are cut off?
Nobody really benefits.
I beg to disagree. I think Trump benefits.
How? How does Trump benefit if food stamps are cut off?
I'm glad you asked. Let's dig into this. Let's get into this. So, what is the Insurrection Act? He's been talking about pulling out the Insurrection Act. What is the Insurrection Act? It appears you're not aware of what the Insurrection Act is.
Please tell
Now,
me.
this is for educational entertainment purposes only. I'm not an attorney, but I will let Google AI explain it, even though I did pretty good in the video I did this weekend. So let's see. Let's see if Google AI. Ooh, let us see. Let us share the Insurrection Act, shall we? The Insurrection Act is a federal law that authorizes the U.S. president to deploy U.S. military forces and federalize the National Guard to suppress insurrections, civil disorder, and rebellions. It is a key exception to the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878, which generally prevents the use of the military for domestic law enforcement. The president can invoke the Insurrection Act under three main conditions: at a state's request, a state legislature, or a governor, if the legislature cannot be convened, can request federal assistance to put down an insurrection. That's not happening. Next, to enforce federal laws. The president can act without a state's request if unlawful assemblies or rebellions make it impracticable to enforce federal laws, which he was hoping would happen last week rather. But with 7 million people gathered, he wanted to just poop on them all because they were peaceful, and that's all he can do. So it didn't work. To protect constitutional rights, the president can deploy forces to suppress violence that deprives people of their constitutional rights, and state authorities are unwilling or unable to protect these rights. So, how Insurrection Act? That sounds crazy. How's he going to do that? Oh, wait. What happens if food stamps runs out? What would happen? You know, like I said, Black people, we had our march last time he was in office. It was mostly peaceful. It was so peaceful that he had to come out the White House and tear gas an unarmed, peaceful crowd holding the Bible upside down like he was the Antichrist. This time we had 7 million people in over 2,600 different localities come together to protest. No violence. You know who does use violence when they protest? The MAGA people do.
No, they don't. Not of late, my friend.
So if we're peaceful and MAGA has shown violence and food stops
January 6th.
And MAGA is going to be the ones most affected, according to the numbers, he can get his insurrection, enforce the closest thing that this government has to martial law. And at that point, because MAGA will or is more likely to violently fight back when their food stamps is cut off, even if you blame the Democrats, it don't matter who's getting blamed, the results will be the same. It'll be violent. And once that happens, he can put in place the Insurrection Act, the closest thing we have to martial law, and then nobody has the vote. Kind of like he said would happen at the very beginning before he even got in office. The promise he made. Like you said, promises made, promises kept. And that's what he's going to keep, a promise that people won't have to vote. And can you tell me any different, or can you say any other way that will work out if food stamps cut off? You're saying that MAGA won't violently protest?
Answer is no. The thing is, November 1st falls on a Saturday, I believe. And election day in a few states, Virginia, New Jersey, governor's races, New York's mayoral race, will be Tuesday, November 4th. And so as a result, if food stamps are cut off, maybe that election will be paused. Is that what you're talking about? Because the next election is in 2026, the midterm. So do you predict or project rather that this government shutdown will keep lasting on until then? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that even if the government is opened back up, if he inflicts martial law or the Insurrection Act, which is the closest thing we have to it, that
Oh
he's
boy.
not going to be like, all right, it's over and pull the troops back. You can't possibly expect that that's going to happen. Even as deeply as you are MAGA, you can't really say you, well, maybe you can. This is interesting, actually. Do you believe that's what would happen? If
No.
it gets violent, he has to send out troops. Do you think he'll call them back?
I don't think so. Because remember, during his first administration, he has a record when a COVID outbreak happened and he did shut down the United States. These Democrats tried to racism out the building to not go that further step to martial law. Remember? But it was when Joe Biden won that they did these COVID mandates, which kind of like martial law in certain states, if you think about with the COVID vaccine, passports, and IDs. But I digress.
Please do, because you're speaking about things that have nothing to do with the current fact that he
Remember when
wants.
Trump wanted to close the borders when the virus was spreading and they say he was a racist? Oh, we forget 2020 so fast.
Are you done?
Yeah, because remember,
You should be.
anytime Trump does something like that, the Democrats are holding extra accountable, but it's not working anymore. You guys are losing the messaging.
I don't care about messaging. I'm simply speaking truth to facts. And here's the truth. He is talking about doing the Insurrection Act. It's the only way he'll stay in power because nobody likes him. A few people like him. We got a few people out there that still like, go Trump. While the farmers are like, yo, listen, yo, you gave 40 billion to Argentina. You can't give us medical, you can't extend these medical benefits for us, but you can give $40 billion to Argentina. Argentina turned around and held a multi-million-dollar parade with the money that you've given them.
Oh,
They're holding a parade with our tax dollars while we can't get benefits. They're holding a parade worth millions of dollars with our tax dollars while we can't get health benefits. Then, next thing they do is they steal the soybean industry from America to China. What does that mean? 40%, 40% of the soybeans consumers was China. That was half their consumption. Argentina took that from them because they can afford to sell at a lower rate because they got 40 billion of our tax dollars to do it. So they got our tax dollars, held a multi-million-dollar parade, and then undercut American farmers. And as if that wasn't enough, what does he do now? He's like, well, let's undercut some more farmers. Let's bring in Argentina beef. They ain't got like diseases going on there in their beef. Let's bring in their beef and try and bring down the prices that you say don't exist. But he's acknowledging the prices exist because he wants to bring in beef from the country that he's giving $40 billion to, and the country that's already taken so much from our farmers. Now he wants to undercut the farmers more by bringing in their meat and undercutting our farmers. Well, that's according to the head of the agriculture department. What do I know?
Exactly. According to USDA, November 1st, food stamps will be cut off. So this is the last week that Democrats, just 5 to 6 or 7 of them, could get it together to vote for this continuing resolution to keep this government open. Otherwise, we're going to have to get some more anonymous donations, right, Leo?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You just said earlier that there was an anonymous donation to pay the military. That's how you wait. You're waiting for me to open up that door, and I let you run through it. So Trump is
No, I'm done with
donors.
that door. You like the anonymous donation? He got money falling out of the sky. What like the amount of crazy grifting? Yo, he also got donations to knock down the east wing of the White House and and now he's like he's what? It started off at 150 million. Now he's at 350 million. It's just that's a distraction. Nobody cares about the White House. You know what? Y'all are paying attention to the east wing of the White House. You know what I'm paying attention to? I'm paying attention to the fact that DEI was destroyed. Affirmative action was destroyed. They're taking away our voting rights. 450,000 black women have lost their jobs since he's been in office. I'm paying attention to the fact that masked men is running up on people in the streets. Just you look Spanish. Yo, put your head down. Yo, get out the car. Smashing the windshields, and dragging people out. Not arresting American citizens. I'm paying attention to the fact that they're doing this, not showing their faces, not giving IDs. The fact that moron Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, one of the most powerful people in lands, like with all this going on, he's too stupid to see what's right in front of him, and he don't see anything that says that these people should be wearing body cams. Y'all pay attention to the East Wing. I'm paying attention to moron Mike Johnson and Trump. I'm paying attention to the fact that they're trying to hide the Epstein files.
Here we go.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have to keep going if they wasn't still hiding it. If I'm still saying it, that means they're still hiding it. It wasn't the files on her desk like 7 months ago, but now they're still hiding them. They don't exist, but it was on her desk. Yeah, I'm still going because they still hiding it. Here you go, trying to pretend like it's not serious. They still hiding it. They still hiding it right this moment. More on Mike Johnson won't call the people back in, and now he's getting sued because of it. Because now Miss Grahava from Arkansas, like I said, Arkansas, from Arizona, it's like, yo, you know what? Please bring me in. Please bring me in. Now they're like, you know what? We're suing. Moron Mike is like, well, this is the Pelosi precedent. She didn't saw somebody in for 28 days or whatever it was. And it was like, yo, that person asked not to be sworn in. They asked not to be sworn in. This woman is dying to get in and represent her constituents. Now these people are still paying taxes without representation. But that's Donald Trump and moron Mike for you.
Well, again, this is back to the Senate, which needs 60 votes. In the House of Representatives, they've already voted to keep the government open. So once the Senate gets together, then I guess we could cross that bridge to bring her back onto the team, Democrat, and get her sworn in. How's that sound?
It sounds like you got your construction hat on and you're working in the East Wing.
Okay.
And you don't really hear what's going on around you because the construction sound is too loud. But Donald Trump loves the sound. It sounds like money to him. Sounds like money being spent. Wonder where the money's coming from.
Sounds like things are getting done regardless of the government shutdown. So our president's still moving forward. We have some trade deals going up and down with China. We still have certain war activity going on, but still cooling off a little bit. And yeah, again, we just have to wait until this week, November 1st, to see if the Senate Democrats can get it together, because Chuck Schumer is looking very bad. And oh, and by the way, it looks like Deputy Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries from Brooklyn, finally endorsed Democrat Socialist mayoral candidate Zohar Mamdani. So the Democrat Party has its own woke mob primary having team to kiss the ring to. We'll see what happens in New York, where I live, all politics local, on Tuesday, after November 1st.
Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Mason.
Oh, they in there?
Yes, it got heated fast because Donald Trump has got it turned all the way up. Right now, he's about to declare martial law right on the precipice, and MAGA still doesn't see it. While I have to be like, yo, join the resistance. It's happening. Food stamps is about to be taken away. They're like, well, why don't you just sign the bill and then we can talk about the medical situation. While this MAGA representative is sitting here pretending like it doesn't exist, the people in charge are not pretending that. They're saying sign the bill and then we talk about it. And so they're acknowledging it. They're acknowledging it. So the talking points about it not existing and not being important are insanity, but I'm playing the game because Donald Trump and moron Mike are talking about it. Woke mob, you mean popular candidate? Yeah, I mean, to him it might be. So the popular candidate represents the woke mob. Well, I mean, you can't say anything about the fact that he thinks it's a woke mob. I mean, I happen to think that, the MAGA leader is an incompetent. Well, I can't say that. Actually, I think he's a genius. He's an evil genius. I think he's the Antichrist.
Yeah. Oh God. Every president is the Antichrist, just like every pope. Isn't that ironic? There's
every president doesn't hold the Bible upside down. Every president that gets sworn in can touch the Bible except for one. The only one who couldn't touch the Bible, the only time I ever seen him hold the Bible was inverted. Yeah, the Antichrist sounds about right.
Oh God. What movie is this?
That's what I want to know. It's dystopian. Whatever it is, very dystopian. Anyway, where were we before we got into all of that? So we got to the right wing of the White House. We got to the Rose Garden Club, where, you
didn't send me a list this time. You know that, right?
I absolutely sent you a list. Let us dig in deeper. You're saying you don't have the list. Yes, the list is here. Wait, is
Which is
this from the
it?
last time?
Are you
Oh
going
my
to the last
gosh.
list? Let's see.
Hey, hold on. I thought you had the list. Is this it? And while you're looking
Yeah,
over the list,
I never got that. I never
my
got
apologies. I mean, it's
it.
what's going on.
It's okay.
I ain't spoke about stuff you don't know about. It's everything that's going on.
Right.
But you should have the list. My sincere apologies about that. I do not wish to blindside anybody. You need to come up with your rebuttals ahead of time.
No, I'm very witty, so it's no big deal. Boom, boom.
So you're not a fan of Zarama because you believe that he's woke. I want you to explain to me what you believe woke is.
Well, woke, in my opinion, is when you hyper focus on race issues, equality issues, civil rights issues, and having the government spend money and resources in areas that can't really be delivered. I'll give you an example. Environment. We must have a clean environment. The government must make sure we have all these regulations to have a clean environment. But come to find out that making a law so that we have paper straws backfires because it's inconvenient, impractical, people don't like it, and it didn't do anything to change any environmental justice, anything. That's hyper woke, understand?
I asked you what woke is, and you went on and rambled about a bunch of nonsense. So let
Okay,
me tell you what woke is, because apparently
please.
you grew up in a neighborhood where they didn't explain these concepts to you. Apparently, your background, your upbringing did not have you educated in Black civics. So let me explain to you what woke is.
God.
Woke, it's the truth. Woke is not walking around with your eyes closed. It means you got your eyes open and you see what's going on around you. That's it. No more, no less. It means your eyes are open. You're paying attention to what's going on. If you're not woke, you sleep. Ain't difficult. All that other nonsense you mumbled was MAGA talking points to try and downplay something that was real simple common sense stuff. Woke means walking around with your eyes open, seeing what's going on. That's it. That's all it means. That's what stay woke, brother, means. Keep your eyes open, pay attention. That's it. No more, no less. So all them talking points you got from MAGA are wrong,
Okay.
just for your entertainment and educational purposes.
Yikes.
And popular opinion isn't really a mob. Wow. Oh, Chrissy is like, yo, hold up, what are you talking about? Yes, the talking points. Yes, popular opinion not being a mob. That makes sense to me. Like, because people feel a certain way, now they're a mob. What is your definition of the word mob? I'm not going to make you answer that.
Groupthink. That's another way to say mob is groupthink. You get it?
Oh boy. Let's see. All right, because I don't know what you're talking about. A mob is a large group of people, so I guess it would be a mob, yes. Well, it says especially one that is disorderly and intent on causing trouble or violence. So I guess that if a mob of MAGA got together and a MAGA woke people got together, then only one would really be considered a mob, and it would not be the woke people, because we tend to be peaceful. But I digress. Stay woke, brother. These people are peaceful protesters. We wanted civil rights that are being struck down by our current administration, who watched our grandparents, our parents, and some of us, our great grandparents, depending on your age, in the 60s, fight and die, get to go to jail, get attacked by dogs, get beaten down in the street for these rights that are woke and so are bad, I guess. Or we don't need no more because MAGA says so. Black people are now going to have to wake up because it's time for us to keep what we fought so hard for. And that's what my stance is. It's time to fight. We got to fight. We can't sit on the sidelines. That's MAGA. That's MAGA wanting us to sit there because that's the divide and conquer. If you can get the Spanish and attack them with ICE, if you can get blacks to stay out of it, if you can get Africans, if you can attack Africa and take the Gaza Strip, if you can take, African territory, if you can invade Venezuela by taking over their turf, by taking over their seas and then going into their country, if you can do all these stuff like you a king and actually literally make AI videos of yourself with crowns on, defecating on the people that are going against you.
He's just trolling. That's just Trump being Trump. Remember, Leo? That's my thing. Trump being Trump. What a waste of time. Whereas the Prime Minister of Canada actually takes a pledge of allegiance to a king, like the Anglican Church. Okay.
Thank you, William. Hi, thank you, Ella. Wow, Leonard and Dion never disappoint. Real talk, no filters. Whoa.
Oh, God.
Wow. Thank you, Chrissy. I'm glad to hear we're the favorite live stream duo. Okay. We got some people out there that actually like our debates. What you think?
Beautiful. Thank you guys in the comment section. Keep supporting us here. Like, subscribe, and share. But remember, we are the news, and now so are you. So hopefully it inspires you to do your due diligence. Maybe start your own podcast.
Okay. I don't know where all that came from. That was a lot. Dun, dun, dun. On to the next. So Canada is now having tariffs raised on them because they played a commercial about Ronald Reagan saying that tariffs are bad. Tariffs are indeed bad. Ronald Reagan believed, and I'm not a Ronald Reagan fan. Let's start with that. Don't like the man.
Have a jelly bean, Leo. Have a jelly bean.
But the truth is the truth. They said Ronald Reagan. I was like, oh, God, here we go. And then I listened. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Wait a minute. Ronald Reagan was saying what was right. I had to bow down and give it to Reagan because the truth from a critical thinking standpoint can come from anybody. So you have to disregard the messenger and listen to the message. And what Ronald Reagan said about tariffs was right. Donald Trump retaliated against Canada for releasing this message and wanted to say that Reagan never said none of these things. Reagan didn't believe that. Reagan loved tariffs. And the guys at the MeidasTouch Network are my favorite people in the world to listen to right now. They just went through and played, about 50 different times that Reagan explained why he felt the way he did about tariffs. And I would go through them, but they're all things that we've all mentioned on the think tank prior to this. Because, tariffs is a tax on the people. Tariffs make us U.S. bad trade partners. Tariffs, if you implement tariffs, now here's one thing that Reagan said that I found very interesting. I didn't come up with this. I learned. One thing that Ronald Reagan said about tariffs was if you do use tariffs to keep out other companies from other countries, what you're doing is you're making it so that people have no choice but to buy American. When you do that, you make it easier for American companies to get lax because you're cutting out competition. Competition makes companies stronger. It weeds out the weak. It gets rid of the bad stuff. If there's no choice, then you got to take whatever's there. Then you'll take a weaker product, a lesser product, because the companies that are here don't have to be as competitive. And I said, oh, okay, Reagan. All right. I'm impressed. What do you think about Ronald Reagan's message on tariffs?
I think that the Republican Party is not where it used to be. I think the Democratic Party is not where it used to be. However, it's good to see no matter what political party, presidents do have their good points in their role to play in history. And so does this one. So again, Canada has allegiance to a crown. And whereas President Trump, he's trying to make us more autonomous and making sure that there are reciprocal tariffs, that other countries, their tariffs on us should be equal, if not less, because we finance everybody's international police station called the United States military. If you think about it, Netherlands and Sweden, all these wonderful people that don't have militaries, and don't have to worry about invasions because of our military. That's why they don't spend so much money towards the military, if you think about it.
Okay, you just said three different things that didn't add up together. So you said one, two, and five, and the answer was three. I don't understand. Okay, so let's rewind that just a little bit here. So we're adding tariffs for reciprocal tariffs. We're adding tariffs because we protect other countries, and we're adding tariffs because we want to be fair. So which one is it? Oh, you spat all of Trump's
No,
talking points and hoping one
it makes
sticks.
no sense that our military protects countries without a military, and they don't
So
charge.
then we're paying. So they're paying tariffs for the military, which Trump has now pulled back.
No,
Yes.
we have a generous anonymous donor that's paying for our military right now as our government is shut down. That's the
So
fact.
if Trump is making everybody pay their fair share in NATO, and other countries are building up their own military, why are they paying tariffs as well? You said reciprocal taxes. Are reciprocal taxes the taxes that they pay back that weren't there because our
Reciprocal
taxes because the
tariffs,
U.S.
not taxes. Reciprocal tariffs, not taxes.
Tariffs
Domestic
are
and
a type
foreign.
of tax. Tariffs are a
Domestic is
tax.
taxes, foreign is tariffs. Get it?
Tariffs are a foreign tax. They're a tax. They're a tax. It's a tax. It's okay. It's all right. I know. It's all right. They're a tax. But I digress. If if the US's tariffs are higher than their counterparts, then the word reciprocal seems as if it might be misplaced, incorrect, misused, not correct, wrong, being
We're
used
raising
without
our
proper.
tariffs because their tariffs are already too high on us. So we're raising our tariffs to make their tariffs go
But
lower.
that's not what happened. How do you? Okay,
That
so
was the
watch this, watch
plan.
this, watch. So I'm gonna address that directly. So how do you have a reciprocal tax to a country when you put tariffs on every country across the board and it was the same number? Then how's it a reciprocal tax? Oh, you said it was Bolshevik. Got you. Thank you, Mason. Got you, Crizzy. Woke Mob, where we at? This is the kind of police. Thank you. We're trying to get that political debate. Emily came for the drama, staying for the political analysis. We're definitely going to give that. He's the civic person, not me. I just give my 2 cents. Do we think Trump's Department of Justice approach is strategy or pure chaos? Woo! Let's address that. Is it strategy or pure
Ask
chaos?
Tish James. Ask
He
Fannie.
said pure chaos. Pure chaos it is. This
No,
debate has
ask
more
them.
plot twist than a Netflix. Dag, okay, Sophie. Is this government shutdown really about politics or power? It's about power, without question.
Yes, the Democrats don't have power because they don't have the numbers in the Senate or the House or the White House. So it's a
That's
power
true.
grab from them. So far, the
For
Republicans
who?
have power, and the only power Democrats have is to filibuster in the Senate with needing 60 votes to pass this continuing resolution. So you see, it's
Why
like
don't
the
you define?
minority
Why don't you define continuing resolution while you're at it,
to
Mister
keep
Civics?
the payments to certain federal civic agencies like the military, like the United States Department of
Right, right,
Agriculture.
right. That's what it does in effect. What is the definition of it? That's what it does in effect.
Let's ask the internet, shall we?
Oh, forget it. I thought you knew a fan.
You see what I'm
It's
saying?
it's the it's the continued payments. That's the basic answer. All right. Trump wants Department of Justice to pay him $250 billion for investigating him. The president has turned to Pam Bondi's Department of Justice and said he wants $250 million, $250 billion, a quarter of $1 trillion of taxpayer money because they investigated him. Do
But
you
how,
think that's okay?
well, how much money did they use to investigate him during the election season?
What does that have to do with anything I just said? He wants them to
I
pay
gotta
him
admit,
200.
well, I'll agree, Leo. Maybe this is overreach. Maybe this is him exerting his powers. But think about it. This is the president of the United
Once
States
again, you have
asking
to say that an
for
awful lot about this president.
like any other job or employer, a lot of people want to get reimbursed for injuries incurred. So that's what he's trying to do. Is it legal? I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
You know how many times you've had to say This is overreach, which means he's breaking the law, is a polite way of saying it.
No, there's not breaking the law. We have to wait and see what the courts say. That's about it.
Well, Changpeng Zhao of Binance has been pardoned. You know who he is?
Oh yeah, cryptocurrency guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my friend, I have a friend that's really loves his crypto, and they're very happy with Trump's pro-cryptocurrency policies.
Of
And
course
this
he's pro
concerns a
crypto.
lot.
Did you know that Binance, the company that Changpeng Zhao was affiliated with,
Mhm.
invested billions of dollars, and now Trump's family is making $80 million a year from Binance? Do you think that's the reason he got pardoned? The $80 million a year that his family's getting? You think that has something to do with it?
So was that Sanford guy that had his gimmick. Everybody was on the payroll. What's his name? Sanford Ferdstein or something like that?
Yeah, but the difference is Binance didn't report investments with Al Qaeda, ISIS, and Hamas. I'm gonna say that again. Binance did not report investments with all of the terrorist groups, Al Qaeda, ISIS, and Hamas.
God.
No, that's those are the facts. They didn't report. They did not. They had business with them. They didn't report to the government. And Trump pardons the guy. Just saying. Let's see what's going on in the chats. Okay, is the government shutdown really about? Okay, I think Power Mason. All right, no, nothing new. So, what is your take on that? The fact that Trump is pardoning guys associated with all of the terrorist groups.
Well, I don't want to deflect to anybody else pre-parting anybody, but yes, the
What does
power
that have
of
to
the
do with what I
party.
just said?
I think, well, again, I think just like them having a military, what do you call it? Air Force base. Well, what's that country that's having the Emirates? That's having the United Emirates is having the Air Force base here in America. We just talked about it, like I think last week. So these deals are cut clear and dry. We all know Trump is out for self. This is Trump being Trump with his family. This is what they're
Whoa,
afraid
that's the
of.
first time you admitted it. Hold up, that's
Yeah,
a
that's
change
what
in
it seems like on the
conversation.
surface to me. But yes, like I said, the Democrats are guilty of this as well. And the power of the pardon, like right now, Diddy needs a pardon. But as the president said, he said some not so nice things about me. So think about it. President Trump just pardoned George Santos, former congressperson out of Queens. And what did George Santos do when he got pardoned? He came out, I mean, he commuted his sentence. He came out and endorsed what? Andrew Cuomo for mayor of New York City instead of Curtis Lewa, the Republican candidate. So who knows what the president's thinking when he uses the power of the pardon like his predecessors?
It sounds like to me he's thinking about lacing his pockets when $80 million a year is going into them. It sounds like to me he's lacing his pockets when, like, yo, I can keep going and going. Like the cryptocurrency is what he meant. Do you know that he added like 10 times his wealth since he's been in office? And it's all through crypto?
Well, some
Mm.
people say it's the
So
future.
yeah, I'm sure we can tell what he's thinking. The people that got the base, what were those? Wasn't those the same people? The United Emirates. Why does that sound familiar? You know? Oh yeah, right. They're the ones who gave him the airplane. Right. Yeah, we could tell what Trump is thinking. They gave him an entire $100 million airplane. Yeah, they got a base in America
Some
with
people
something.
say some people say make love, not war. Well, in his case, it's let's make business, not war. But we'll
I
see.
don't think it's good business to have somebody, terrorist groups especially, have a base within the country. If that's how you're, if that's the kind of business you support,
But they
me
don't
and you
have to
can't do
serve.
business.
This is not a terrorist group. This is a foreign country that has a part of our military
That has
program.
ties to terrorist groups that this country had designated, that Trump himself in his last
We
term
have
as
ties to
president,
terrorist groups. How about that?
that Trump himself in his last term as president designated a terrorist group. So no, they're not terrorist groups now, but Trump had them designated terrorists till he gave him $100 million plane.
Well,
So terrorist group gave him $100 million plane, and now they can have a base in America. Ooh, ooh.
again, this man is fighting fire with money and deal making. I like it.
What happens if the Department of Justice actually gives in to Trump's demands? They're going to. They're going to just give him $250 billion more of our money while we can't get extensions for tax credits to try and be able to make our healthcare more affordable. He can take $250 billion and just pocket it. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And there's people out there that are supporting it. We don't have separate powers. The Department of Justice is not a power in government. The powers in government are the legislative branch, was like Congress, which is like the House of Representatives and Senators, the judicial branch, which is kind of like the courts led by the Supreme Court, and the executive branch is kind of like the president. So the Department of Justice is not actually they're an enforcer of the Department of the Supreme Court, but they're not actually a separate force. So, they're going to capitulate because the person that runs the department, who would have to go to court against him, will do anything that he says. He said, make the Epstein files disappear. Even though they were sitting on her desk, they're not there no more. You think $250 billion means something to her? Didn't somebody else get 2 new jets? It wasn't Pam Bondi. Who was it who got the 2 jets? Dion?
2 new jets.
2 new jets. Somebody got 2 new jets. Trump gifted somebody 2 new jets. Who was it? Christie Noam, anybody?
What? The Secretary of Homeland Security?
That would be correct.
She has 2 new jets? Really? I didn't know that one.
A jet for you, a jet for you, 150 million for you, 250 million for me. That's our president. But we can't have medical benefits. Unreal. Trump talking about buying beef from Argentina now. What do you think about the fact that he wants to buy beef from Argentina? What do you feel about that?
Well, I think that, he's trying to help the economy of Argentina.
Why not? Oh, so what do you, as an American first person, think about that?
Not good at all. We should be making our own here. But again,
we are. He's undercutting the people that have it. That's what the farmers are saying. They're undercutting us. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were saying?
I was saying that, he's trying to support a conservative government, I'm thinking, in the Western Hemisphere that supports us, which is Argentina. That's the way I see it. But when it comes to international affairs, I'm not well versed. But as an American,
well versed enough to defend him putting an enemy base here.
Well, again, that's a deal that could prevent war, because remember, it was Israel, for entertainment purposes, that attacked them when they're trying to negotiate peace with Hamas. So as a result, as a of our military program internationally for military training,
I thought you wasn't well. You sound pretty well versed in stuff when it comes to it, when you want to. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's about it.
So you're versed when you got something to say. Got it. All right. So 350 million over budget for the ballroom. 350. Didn't he get on Jerome Powell for going over budget? Now he went from 150 million to 350 million.
Jerome Powell to cut interest rates to help our economy, to help stimulate our economy.
You don't remember him saying he was going to go after him for being over budget, and then Jerome Powell being like, "Yo, this building was 5 years ago." You don't remember none of that?
Well, that probably was so.
Oh, it's definitely so. We talked about it. So it was okay for Jerome. It was bad for Jerome Powell to go over budget, but the president can knock down the East Wing and rebuild the house as he sees fit.
But he's getting contributions. He's getting donations for this. He's not using the taxpayers' money. Shouldn't you be happy with that?
If you believe him, do you believe him? I'm sure you believe anything he says, though, right? Because MAGA cult. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not cult, right? All right.
No, we're not a cult. That's why we have America First that actually speaks out against this and other issues. Understand?
Right. In the meantime, you're telling everybody to join him, despite the fact that he goes against everything that America First would mean. I mean, bringing in a terrorist group to build a base in America should be enough for you. I know the Epstein files was enough for a lot of MAGA. I know that the medical benefits is ruptured his support. But some people won't learn. Some people won't learn. What he's doing? What? Does anyone else feel like we've been here before? Same playbook every year? What do you mean by that, Mia?
Exactly.
I would like Mia to expound on that. And yes, Crizzy, it is insane. It's insane. He's letting a terrorist group build a military base in America.
It's not a terrorist group. It's a foreign country.
According to Trump, it was a terrorist group up until they gave him the $100 million plane. It was a terrorist group, according to your president, Trump. So you're saying he was wrong?
Well, I'm just saying that according on the surface as a government, not as a country, a government on behalf of a country. That's the way I think it should be said.
Well, he called them a terrorist group. So I'm going to, for once, agree with Trump.
Oh wow.
Hey, they do terrorist things. They're a terrorist group. What do we want? Like, it's not rocket science. And so your opinion on Steve Bannon. What do you think about Steve Bannon?
Steve Bannon is controversial. He has some good points, but like a lot of podcasters, he can go off on a tangent. And then again, just like others, it's not what you say, how you say it. So it kind of come across kind of hurtful and insightful, putting the facts over the feelings and direct, blunt phrases. But he's also advocating for the president to have a third term and some other things that may sound out there in the periphery or the fringe. Have you ever heard of woke? You heard of the fringe theory, fringe people on the fringes. So he will be one of them. He's one of Trump's allies since the first administration. He too had to be, in trouble for a lot of things that he's done, and Trump had to bail him out. So that's how I feel about Steve Brown. But if you listen to his podcast, one episode, just like Rush Limbaugh or Charlie Kirk or Tucker Carlson, you might learn something and say, this guy actually might have a point in a few things. Understand?
So, you know that his stance is what he said verbatim is that Trump's plan for a third term was already etched in stone, and we'd be hearing about how they're going to execute that plan soon, right? He said that out of his own mouth. He said it. You
Okay.
didn't know. So I've been talking about them 2028 hats. You've been in denial. Now Steve Bannon says I was right. Are you going to argue with Steve Bannon too? Is Trump going for a third term yet? In your mind?
This year is not up yet. He would have 3 more years after this to come to that point. Let's see what the midterms say. Talk about. The answer
Uh
is no. The point is this: because of this governmental shutdown, showing how the votes sway on such a simple thing, which is 60 votes in the Senate, to actually amend the United States Constitution for him to actually extend his term, that means that next year and in 2028, no, actually next year mostly, he would have to sweep a lot of congressional and Senate races. If there are any Senate races up next year, I'm not sure. But I think
well, I think the plan is to knock out the seats that go against him and to grow the seats that are for him without ever having to actually win a popular vote of whatsoever. Win the districts by cutting out black votes, first of all, because they're doing that now, by gerrymandering, because they're doing that already. They're knee deep in. Like 4 different states have already gerrymandered, like what, 16 seats? I mean, I can see what the plan is already. I'm just wondering, how long before you switch and say, yeah, well, it's the right thing to do. We should be doing this from your current stance of it's not happening. I'm just wondering when the teetering point is when you're going to realize that's what's happening and jump aboard.
I think he's going to need at least 75 members of the Senate to be Republican. If they could get 75 senators and if they get 75 Republican senators this time, December of next year, and crack open that Constitution to amend it, then yes, maybe he will get a third term. How's that sound? If the Democrats do so bad in the midterms last year, and if the Senate vote for the Republican side goes to 75 members, and the House of Representatives goes up to two and change, then hey man, Anything's possible. And that just shows the power of the voters and how the republic works based on a document called the Constitution.
I don't think that this has anything to do with the power of the voters. I think they're just going to try and gerrymander it to the point where they get the votes, even if that's not what the people want, because that's what they're doing. Do you
Well,
disagree with that's what they're
I
doing?
do. I disagree because remember, people still have to vote. Right now in New Jersey, if that governor goes Republican, in Virginia, if that governor goes Republican, then that's the litmus, especially New Jersey, which is supposed to be a liberal progressive state. That's the warning sign for next year's midterm elections. If senators and Congress people, especially when the lines have changed, when they pick up more seats, then they'll have the votes in Congress, in the Senate, and the House to potentially amend the United States Constitution. Remember, three-fourths is a big number. Three-fourths of 100 senators, 75, they can pick up that much. You're in trouble.
Well, if they just make it so that the votes don't count, or like they don't count black votes, because that's what they're doing.
No,
That's
no, that's not
literally what
happening.
they're in court doing
That's
right
not
now.
happening. All they're doing is switching the lines because the 2020 census was wrong. And then think about it, the 2030 census. Oh my goodness.
For those of y'all who've never been to this channel before,
Here
can
we
you see
go.
this?
Basic.
Yes, let's explain gerrymandering.
You got that on your desk? Oh my God. Clean your desk, just like me.
All right, let me see here. So this is a state, and these represent sections of the state. The one with the swirly line, that's where the black people are represented. So we get 1 out of the 4 votes here because we have enough black people. They want to change the line and put the line right in between it, so they get an extra seat, and it's 5 lines, and we're divided in half, so we don't get that seat either. So we go from having 1 out of 4 seats to 0 out of 5. That is how gerrymandering works. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. That's how gerrymandering works. Am I wrong, Dion? Go ahead. I'm waiting on this one.
Well, yes. And the Democrats are guilty of it because in 2020, the census miscounted because the House of Representatives are based on population density of individual states. So both sides gerrymandered, my friend.
When the
Gerrymander.
Democrats are gerrymandering, what they're doing is they're going around and they're asking their constituents, is it okay if we change the lines? When Republicans are gerrymandering, he just told you they're doing what I just said because that's what he just said. The Democrats are like, yo, can we change the lines? We're voting on it. Even the first time they're doing it like that right now is in California. Everybody's there. Even Mr. Barack Obama is there for Proposition 50, trying to get California to do it so other states will join. And they're trying to get other states to join because 4 Republican states have already done it. So he's saying both sides are doing it. Only one side has done it. And now we're trying to make the playing field even, because if we don't, then he's going to get his 75 votes. But lucky for us, and now I'm saying this, now it's luck, Donald Trump's not going to be here. His health is not going to carry him. And people are not voting for, people are not counting, going to, well, I mean, when a man has to have 2 annual checkups a year, the first annual checkup should have been enough. By the time you go to the second annual checkup, something wrong. It might have to do with what looks like to me to be congenital heart failure.
A checkup every quarter, Leo. That's healthy. Me, even I.
That's not what he said. The White House is saying it was a second annual checkup. An annual, by the way, in case you're not aware, means once a year. So if he's at his second annual checkup, they're lying and covering up something. Perhaps it has to do with his obvious deteriorating mental and physical condition.
Okay.
I mean, they're doing everything but like giving him little toys to play with. He goes off on rants. They ask him a question. He sounds like you. He goes off and starts talking about something completely different. But when you're doing it, you're trying to obfuscate, as you like to say.
Oh, that's a big word, obfuscate. Best to
when
obfuscate.
He's doing it, it's because he's been obfuscated. He's confused. He don't know where he's at half the time. The man is very mentally ill. It's very obvious. It's not even something, I don't even know how you can deny that. You can see that Biden was off, but you can't see that he's off. We call that, I'm not going to say we call that. We're going to say that might not be your best critical thinking moment if you can see it with one person, but you're blind to the other, you're not using critical thinking. You're very biased.
Okay.
Republicans claim Trump is clear of the Epstein file. That part. So the Republicans is like, nah, the Epstein file is not real, or that Trump's not in it. We can let it go. What do you feel about that?
Well, again, the Epstein files is another way I think is being mishandled. But the only thing I can see that makes sense that there may be people involved, that they just release a blank list of people that may be hurt by this situation. But we have to see what happens with Cash Patel. Again, I'm wondering where Dan Bongino is in all of this, the deputy FBI director.
So do you believe he's, hold on, wait, before that. I felt like he would, if he lives that long. Yeah, of course he's going to go for 2028. He's got the hats literally sitting on his desk. You have to be a complete idiot not to believe that. The lines being changed is the gerrymandering. Right, the lines being changed. They're calling it redistricting. They're using different words to try and hide gerrymandering, because that's what it is. It's gerrymandering. They're like, we are redistricting. They're going to make the district so that black people vote don't count, so that Democrats votes don't count. They are gerrymandering. And the only thing that protected us from gerrymandering was the Voting Rights Act, and in particular, the second section of the Voting Rights Act, which is in front of the Supreme Court as we speak. And the Supreme Court is signaling that they want to overturn it and make the Voting Rights Act go the way of DEI. They're right now, as we speak, are in court about to overturn the Voting Rights Act and take away the protection black people have the vote. Right now. That is happening. Dion, I'd love to hear you once again pretend like that's not happening. Fire away.
I'm not sure if it's in the Supreme Court or if it's still in Louisiana or a lower circuit court, but yes, some of these things historically, it seems as though we're at a point in life where they were designed to eliminate racism. And right now, there might be perpetuating more racism in an indirect way or direct way. So we'll see what happens. Make sense? Are you still trying to compute it, Leo?
The fact that you're not denying it, that's the first time you didn't try and outright deny it. Now you're like, oh, well, it might be causing racism. And I'm like, well, you see what they did in Texas, where they took away the black districts. Texas is the state with more black people in it than any other state in the country. There's more black people in Texas than any other state in the country. And that's the first state they took away the black vote from. What do you think they're going to do in the rest of them red states? And that's before they took away the Voting Rights Act. So if they're doing that already, once the Voting Rights Act is gone, it's a wrap. This is what the Republicans would call common sense. I like to say it's the feral use of the critical thinking capabilities that was given to us by our creator. And the only thing that we can do right now is prepare to fight back. We can't sit on our laurels. We can't sit on our hands. We can't pretend like this isn't happening. We can't be spoken to like this isn't happening. We can't be convinced that we're not a part of this when DEI has been taken away and hundreds of thousands of people have lost their jobs to it, when affirmative action is taken away. And if you're a student in school, you see the effects of what's happening in the schools. When the Voting Rights Act is being stripped of the second part, which protects us from our votes being taken away. When these things are happening, to be told that we should sit out by MAGA, who has a leader that represents a white racist regime, we have to get ready to fight back. Now, there's going to be those of us that are happy with what's going on. If you're happy with it, that's fine. Perhaps you'll find a place in that regime with, a little shelter for yourself. And if that happens for you, that's good for you. but I got kids to worry about. I'm not going to just sit back and pretend like this isn't happening. I'm not going to hope that they look past the color of my skin and offer me a little pinky of something.
Oh God.
Like I'm the house Negro.
It's so bad.
I'm going to fight. And right now, it's against us. The fight is against us. We already have the divide and conquer strategy working so much where Spanish people have been yoked up off the street or being yoked up off the street. They put a divide between us and Spanish people. They're brown. Don't worry about them. Stay out of it. Like when we was marching, the Browns wasn't helping us. Like we need to be together. We can't win this separate. And that's what they want. They want to separate us. They want to divide. They want us to fight each other. We need to be together fighting. Because together, our numbers are stronger. Separate, we lose. That's the whole point. They divide right now. Black people did not go out in mass to protest last week. And MAG is so happy about that. Yeah, black, stay out of it. Meanwhile, in court, the lawyers that are fighting to continue to hold our voting rights are white. They're fighting for us while MAG is convincing us to sit on our behind. And MAG is happy about it, right, Dion?
Yes. Because we see the grift, as they say, with those same white allies of ours, allegedly. We see the grift.
I don't understand. Please elaborate.
Well, again, just like No King's Day didn't have much black participation, and you're arguing that it's the whites that want to see this civil rights hustle go on in the court system by fighting for civil rights, allegedly. Yes, we on this side see the grift of all these white allies and how civil rights is a cash cow for them in the legal field. Make sense?
So, as a black MAGA man,
Oh,
you see civil rights as an alleged thing, as grift, not as
yes.
not as 145,000 women lost their job, black women lost their jobs. We don't even know the count on men, and we don't know what the real count is because the president won't even let the numbers come out no more because it's so bad. We're not. Meanwhile, you're saying this is grift. It's a scam. Meanwhile, we're seeing real numbers, real people be hurt, but to you, it's a scam. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
This is what we're dealing with. This is the fight we have. I'm so happy to have you, Dion. This is the fight. This is what we're up against. And Dion's willing to come here and tell us to our face that's what it is. And without Dion, I wouldn't be able to tell you, and you believe me, but you have somebody here. And if you follow the messages that be in the chat rooms, Dion is not alone. I've been attacked so many times by MAGA, white, black, or otherwise. They ask me, oh, well, the degrees behind you don't make sense. I have to tell them I'm a filmmaker. I study people's personalities, understand what makes people tick. Because I have to, because they attack anything they can. They attack me all the time on all the videos, which is good. That means I got their attention. Now I got their attention. Blacks are going to get ready to fight back. Okay, because despite what Dion says, we're not stupid. You can't convince us that we're not in it.
We're stupid. I never said we were stupid.
Well, if you're telling us that it's not our fight, while 145,000 black women have lost their jobs since Trump's been in office, you don't have to say we're stupid. You're acting like we're stupid.
Oh God.
Okay, so you explain how the numbers make sense, please.
Well, again, it shows that civil employment on the federal level, because they keep making the government bigger, more and more jobs are being applied for by black women. That's a fact. Since the president's trying to downsize the government, it would make sense that they would be let go. Now, is it good, bad, or otherwise? I don't know. But some of these governmental agencies have jobs that could be streamlined these days. So one thing that I did notice that came up in the conversation is that union membership back in the Jimmy Hoffa days were more in the private sector, which was a good thing. Unfortunately, it was exploited. Then now more union jobs are where? In the government sector. And that's not good at all. So this is a dichotomy we have to pay attention to.
Well, I love your explanation, except for you ignored one fact that we've spoken about multiple times at this point.
What is that?
That a large portion of the jobs lost were in the private sector. So your defense of it being a government release has nothing to do with it. It's just black people being fired. Nothing
Not,
to do with the government.
not indiscriminately. This is a broad brush. The employees by population because of application happen to be black. So, but yes.
They happen to be black because of DEI, which they stripped away so that they can attack us. That's what it is. DEI protected us. DEI is gone. We have no defense legally. And now the guns have been turned on us.
Oh, God. Well,
I'm waiting for the defense.
yeah, I can't defend the undefensible the way you're putting it right there, the picture you're painting.
If black women, lawmen losing their jobs wouldn't make these same people fight back, what would? Women? The line's being changed. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, everybody, like hundreds of thousands of people losing their jobs ain't doing it. Like, you know what would? You know what would? The government shutting down and people losing their food stamps. The government shutting down or government opening back up and people not having and finding out they can't afford their medical benefits anymore. That'll do it. That'll do it. So we get in the fight now. We get in the fight when it's too late. It might be too late already, but we need to join in. Make your voice heard. Voting might not even matter anymore because they're changing that. We need to figure out how to make our voices heard. We can't do it by sitting it out, feeling like somebody else is going to fight for us. Because eventually they're going to say, screw that. We got to fight for ourselves later for them. And then when they get, if they ever get power back, which is not guaranteed at this point, then we were just sitting on the sidelines. Spoils of the war go to the people that participate. If we're not involved, no matter what side wins, when it's over, who's going to care? Like, yo, what about us? Where was you when you was when we was doing this? You wasn't there. If we want to win, we got to be part of it. One thing Dion got right, he's part of it. He's fighting on that side. He hasn't been picked up yet. And I honestly, at the first term, I think he would have done good. If we had the show going the first time, I think they'd have pulled him out the cold. But honestly, I think that the way things are right now, I think that he's too black and it's too late. And Trump is no longer pretending to deal with black people.
Oh, God. Well, there you have it, family.
He's dealing with people with money. He don't care about nobody else. And he prefers the people around him to be rich white types. Because if you look around him, you don't see nobody else. And Dion, do you see anybody around him that's other than that?
Not right now, but we'll see what happens if he's going to commute Diddy's sentence, the black man that said some not so nice things about them, okay? So time will tell.
He's commuting rappers. He's commuted other rappers.
I know that. We know that he's pardoned rappers before, like Ace.
No, he did this term. He did that this term.
Okay.
Yeah. He's throwing a pardon around for money. But that's not in his circle. I said in his circle. Anyhow, he already did the like, share, subscribe thing.
Yes.
Please become a critical thinker.
That's right. We are the media, and so are you. So keep this going, okay? We want to hear from you in that capacity.
Absolutely. And if you want exclusive content, if you want content first before it gets out to the public, then, like I got 5 videos, I got 7 videos coming out this week. We recorded some last week and it's all coming out. And if you're a member, you can get it now and be on top. Otherwise, it might be a little stale by the time you get to it. So become a member and get the release first. Anyway, this is Leon Dion. Hold on, wait up. The brown paper bag test seems to be in effect for who is in his circle. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The young Republicans have come out and they was like, they told what they thought about black people and Jews too. I mean, the vice president was like, oh, they're just boys being boys. Just
Oh,
like it's just
God.
Trump being Trump. No, that's actually a quote. That's a quote. It's a direct word for word quote. Vance came out and said they're just boys being boys. And my response to that is you have boys in that group up to 40 years old. So boys being boys at 40 years old talking about putting human beings in a gas chamber and being defended by the vice president is the authoritarian dictatorship that I was referring to when I said that Trump is a dictator. The fact that he's got his own private police force running around with masks on and no insignias, with yoking people up. Citizens, hundreds of citizens have been yoked up by these people. Some people are calling him a Gestapo, which is, something that Hitler used. When you're yoking up citizens with your own private police force. When you're invading other countries, and the Congress ain't declared war, but you try to send your invading countries anyway. This is where we're at. This is the America we live in. What kind of movie are we in? A dystopian one, Dion. It's a dystopian one. Well, and the resistance is here. Power to the people.
Really. Good luck. Black people won't be showing up to that event. So till next time, family.
Don't make Dion right. Don't make MAGA right.
Don't make MAGA tell you. Nothing needs to happen. Everybody just chill out. And that's it. Everything's going to be all right.
Please don't let MAGA tell you that things are going to be okay when obviously they're not okay. If you're having a hard time finding a job, if you're worried about your food stamps, if you're worried about being able to feed your family, then it's not okay. Make your voice heard. Don't listen to MAGA and then wonder why you can't feed your family. Make your voice heard. Turn around and tell these people, no, it's not okay. You got to make it. You got to change this. Prices are too high. Even Ronald Reagan was against tariffs. Why was Ronald Reagan against tariffs? Because it messes up the economy. He believed that he lived through his words. Whoa, I forgot this part. He said in his words, he remembered the Great Depression and felt like, and this is historically accurate, Ronald Reagan felt like tariffs were a main cause of the Great Depression. Historically, that is true. Tariffs were a big part of what caused the Great Depression, according to economists, which I'm not, but according to economists. So Ronald Reagan said the same thing, which is why Trump is so upset. But if you look at the way prices are going right now, maybe Reagan was right. Who knows? I have to say maybe Reagan was right. You're right. We're in some kind of weird movie. I'm agreeing with Reagan.
The Gipper.
Jesus.
But the way we started. In the meantime.
All right. Well, I guess this is Leon Dion signing out. Hope you enjoy.